Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. I think we're on Friday now, right? Gonna start this stream a little bit early, so I don't know if anybody is in here, but we will wait and we shall see. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. One of my least favorite holidays. And I'll just give some time for people to come in. Yes, please hit the thumbs up on the way in. I do appreciate that. Just a little floater. Thank you for that comment. Hey, Batgirl, you are here. Chicken feet. Hello, hello. Getting started a little bit early so I can go, there's a new, like, horror movie called Thanksgiving. I think it's, like, a mixture of, like, Halloween meets, like, oh, I don't know, Scream. So, we're actually going to, rent that and do, like, the whole projector and, the whole thing. Hey, Roddy, Kareen, What the Croc, Merry Christmas, Jay Renee. You know what? I don't because I'm not a I don't know. I don't know because I don't like to cook. I'm not like a food person. Um, I feel like it's another holiday to be stressed out. I don't know, Hallmark holidays. I don't know. I just don't. Hey, tattoos. I am early. Better early than late. Hey, Lokis. Why? You bit the thumbs up. Hey, Gary. Projecting again. Projecting what? Yeah, I don't know. Have any of you heard of it? Have you seen it? It's called Thanksgiving and it's like a horror movie. Not bit. Hey, Sandy. So, yeah, I figured I would, we'd make a whole thing out of it, fire, projector, whatever it may be. But I wanted to talk about this lately because one, there's been a lot of little fires around the Karama community, right? Hey, Rebel. Hey, Carm the Frog. There is a lot of bullshit on these streets. Hey, Layla. Um, as some of you know, Bullhorn Betty did a interview with Morbid the other day. And while she was doing her interview, a lot of people hate her, right? They just straight up hate her. I give the woman credit because she still does her thing despite like hundreds and hundreds of people hating her and hundreds of people, doing streams about her every day. And, you know, how was it, Roddy? How was it, Texas? Hey, Gene. Um, so yeah, she's on there, she's doing an interview, and Headlines was in there, and Headlines kept, was making comments with the rest of the chat or whatever, but her comments were being read, and because they were being read, Bullhorn responded, and Bullhorn responded by doxing out her name and her city, right? And yeah, it was pretty weak of Betty to do that on somebody else's channel, because ultimately, I did try asking him. I was on his panel a little bit later with Space Monster. If you guys didn't see it, you should. Hey, Jor, you thought it was excellent? Great. I'm excited then. And I did say to Morbid, like, can you at least maybe like bleep that out, edit that out? And he was adamantly saying no, he's just not going to. Okay. So I tried because I like headlines, and I don't want anybody feeling that way. Anyway, while that was all going on, I didn't know that Eileen, who I was on panel with before over at Laura's, and some of you who followed the Eileen, or I'm sorry, the Simon Quayton case, Eileen was the one who went down there and had the bullhorn pulled from her hands. She's the one that was like, I don't know what she was doing, anti-protesting, if you will, I guess. I don't know. And Dolly actually got arrested for assault for grabbing the bullhorn out of her hands. Does anybody know about this? Anyway, she likes to go real life. She goes real life, and she admits that she goes real life, and she kind of gives no fucks about it, but she goes real life on the basis of who she's friends with. And I guess she is now friends with Bullhorn. If you guys recall, it was a few months back, I did a panel about Bash the Tragedy Pimp, and how she went to where Bullhorn was searching for a missing girl and ended up liking Bullhorn, and a lot of people were upset with her about it. We actually did a panel about that. And Eileen is friends with Bash, and Bash decided to no longer go at Bullhorn and whatever. Whatever. It's crazy. But so now Eileen is friendly with Bullhorn. And with that came the claims that she was in Headlines' neighborhood, claiming she was actually at the same bar that Headlines was at, which is creepy. It's very creepy. I mean, Eileen has been on camera, so I guess like it's not a shock to see what if you've seen her, you would know who she was. I guess you could know if you're thinking it's not like a anonymous person where you don't know what they look like. You know what I mean? But it's still creepy. Like, what do you do? Why are you in somebody's town? Like, do you have family there? You have friends there? I don't know. But it then progressed to she allegedly, apparently called Headline's parents. Why? I don't know. People like to call people's parents. It's fucking bizarre. So that is tonight's topic. That is the gist of it. The go in real life, the doxing, the stalking, the insanity of it all, the craziness that is these little Krama streets. You got the whole thing with Morbid and Glare, which is being way played out. I mean, overly played out. It is something so small that became so big, and I don't even understand. I think people are just like desperate for content this time of year that they latch on to anything and just play it out. Because I don't know about you all, but I'm tired of it. I mean, how much more can you say and do when it comes to that? But people are running with it and going with it, and it's pretty exhausting. Somebody commented on my one community post about Dublin. I had no idea anything like that was going on. I hear it's pretty crazy. Why? I don't know why there's no like news coverage on that or anything. I don't get it. I don't think people care anymore. I think we've surpassed the place of caring. After HA's was Doc's first time, I would have quit YouTube. Connor Pans would have definitely been my cue to quit YouTube. See, Stacey, with Headlines, she pretty much makes it clear that she doesn't need YouTube for money. She has a job. She has a career. She has a good career. How much is it all worth? You know what I mean? But then again, it's like, should you be chased off the internet? Miss Fletcher. Miss Fletcher says, I don't think a homeless lady in a U-Haul went to sit in a bar someone might be at. I think she was trolling, saying that in a chat to get a rise. See, I kind of felt that way too, because I'm like, what? She went all the way to New York during a holiday of all things to go sit at the bar. I don't know. Hey, Melissa. It's good to see you. I don't know. You guys, the Space Monster mad at me? Honestly, I was not being mean when I said she should have been kicked. It was like, why leave her up here just to be ganged is how I felt. You know what I mean? But she took it like I was being mean to her, and I wasn't. I actually felt bad for her. Others, not so much. So yeah, we got homeless Eileen traveling from New Jersey to New York. I wouldn't even doubt it with the croc. Hey, JD. I wouldn't even doubt it being like a setup like that. Well, that's true, Jorah, right? Accused of stalking a coffee shop. These people are fucking nuts. But you know what's ironic? Let me tell you about some irony out here. If you all recall, well, some of you may, when I did the stream about Bash going to where Betty was, I said then that is a little stalkerish. You're not going there with good intent. You're not going there because you want to help search for this lady. You're going there because you want to get the inside scoop. You want to see Betty in real life. Now, luckily, it turned out well, right? Luckily, Bash went. She met Betty, saw a different side of her, and liked her. great. I wish all of us could have that experience where people see us as more than a talking little picture on their screen, but, whatever. But at the time, that was kinda being celebrated, you know what I mean? That was, like, a little cheered on there, and it's like, that's just as wrong as if Eileen did drive her U-Haul and sit at a local bar of a creator, right? Hit up mine too, Jeannie. Now, tattoos, the link on your I'll text her. Do you have sofa blocked tattoos? I only felt bad for Eileen's dogs. I was hoping she didn't get arrested that day in Savannah because where would the pups go? Does she have them with her in Savannah? If you guys are unfamiliar with Eileen, she's pretty wild, man. That lady is pretty wild. Uh, she's the one that brought out the messages that were claiming that Queen Bee doxed PJ. She's the one that gave all that information out. So she's a wild card, that Eileen. She's pretty in a stroller. I was just teasing you, Jean. I was just teasing you. Don't do that. She had her doggies in a stroller at a protest where she's okay. All right. The fuck is up with you two? we're driving across the states to go anti-protest a protest with our dogs in a stroller. Like, what the fuck is this place? Hey, Morbit. They were in the pram. All right. So the doggies were safe and snug in their stroller. Okay. They sound like, what is this? Anyway, she became friendly while she was there. She became friendly with Queen Bee for being there, right? And as she's there, Queen Bee has her up on a panel, and the audience is sending super chat, cash apps to her, and all the things and whatever, and like all good things, they come to an end, right? Like all YouTube friendships, they bam come to a head, and suddenly screenshots are everywhere. And in this case, it was Eileen screenshotting that while she went to Dolly's house, Queen told her to go. And you know how YouTube goes, right? Nobody's responsible for themselves. And you just get to blame the other person. Like when I fuck up, I'm gonna be like, well, you know what? Mrs. Fletcher told me to. So that's it. Because that's how these people do it here. But things have gotten pretty rough in the whole headlines, aka Emmy, first Bullhorn Betty, aka Betty, arena. Some could say, probably nobody else says this but me, um, that Emmy, kind of lit a fire, right? When you have a channel that is dedicated to one person, now granted, Emmy did eventually chill it out a lot, and she wasn't as bad as some of these other channels are when they come to the constant Betty, 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 Betty. Yeah, that was one idiot wrote that over in Queen Bees, and B Tim repeated it. Hey, Christina. Now I got distracted. Peanut butter and tutus and tickets to Epcot. Well, he's married now, Morbit, so you're gonna have a problem with that. And can you imagine how it feels to be Morbit, to like come back into this arena where like everything is different? Um, like for one, Morbit, I hate to break it to you, but Amy and Amber are like arch enemies. They hate each other. Say Robbie hates everybody. That's. I don't know. I don't like being accused of snorting drugs off my son's ass, but, whatever. Recovery. Yeah. Um, but it's funny because Morbid's all like, "Oh, they're my people," and, "Tell Amber I said hi," and he's, like, telling Amber to tell Amy he says hi, and they're, like, out here, like, fucking going they're, like, in the middle of a war, and poor Morbid's back in the daytime, and he's like, "Hi, everybody." It's pretty funny. You don't think Amy and Amber hate each other? Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. It sure ain't love. Well, and that's what we have, right? YouTube relationships. Every 6 months, there's a big and, dude, it's insane. It's insane. Like, there's this tutu wearing weirdo who's, like, literally asking to trade people in an actual fucking war on a post that's meant to be nice because their hate for YouTube is for people on YouTube is so strong. It's, like, insanity. What are they getting along now, Tinksy? Because if that's the case, we need to know. Because I think it's hate when you're literally putting out each other's messages and you're causing, like, a war out here on YouTube streets. I consider that hate. If you have a different definition or if they're getting along behind the scenes, it'd be nice if us, the viewers who are brought into that war, were made aware. It is a big wheel. It's fucking insanity. It is insanity. Yeah. Reunited and it feels so good. I don't know if you can reunite it, but if you could, I mean, cool, I tried. I actually, Amy was willing to come with me as the, middleman, mediated, if you will, and talk to Amber. It didn't even have to be public. It didn't even have to be public. I just wanted them to work it through, but I think damage is done. Oh, that's exciting, Morbid. No, I'm not mad at you for saying it. You know what? I'll be honest, Tinksy. I'm tired of the emotional roller coaster that takes place on here. That's all. Like, I stayed out of the whole Amy and Amber thing because, it's not my place. I like Amy. I like Amber and I liked Amy. And it kind of came to a place where it was like the whole chat was tearing Amy apart. So if Amy and I don't know, whatever. Not my business. Moving on. Um, yeah, but you know what? Some of the drama probably sure is made up in some instances, but what Morbid and Glare are going through is not made up. It probably got, if anything, it got like, it became bigger than it should have because the whole May situation and YouTube being YouTube. But I don't think that's a made up fight. And I've seen like 3 people in the past 2 days do a panel about it being made up. I don't think it's made up at all. I think it's a very real thing that's just maybe made a bigger deal than it would be if it weren't for YouTube. I don't know who either of them are. Yeah. Yeah. I'm tired of it too from now on. I'm here for entertainment. Yes, that's all you have to do. That's it. Because by the time you get like an understanding of who likes who, people are back to being friends anyway, right? And then as subscribers, everybody's confused. It's like a head spin. It is a lot of pride involved. A lot of pride, a lot of hurt feelings. It's a lot of things. And that's usually how YouTube goes. So Emmy and Betty's chat and then called her parents. Yes, thank you. I was getting back on track with that. Thank you for that. So Emmy's live one night. Emmy does these really cool little panels, or videos. Enjoy your food, Morbid. She does these like break from the drama, right? Emmy's somebody who does different content. She'll do missing cases or breaking news or whatever, and she does fun little games. She was having a game night, and suddenly it ended quicker. Thanks, Morbid. I appreciate that. I'll send you an email. Um, and while she was playing it, she kind of just ended quickly. She said, "I gotta go," and she ended the stream because Eileen allegedly called her parents. Now, here's the thing, and Lisa, you tell me what you think. But I did find it bizarre that they would give the name Eileen, right? Like, do you think is Eileen that stupid that if Eileen calls, Eileen's gonna say it's me, Eileen, or could it be a setup? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it could be a setup. If you think somebody could possibly be framing Eileen. And apparently Eileen is now under the name of Stop the Hate. I seen her in Morbid's chat the other day, if that's her. Something along the lines of like Stop the Hate, love something, I don't know. Hey, Wandering Sub, the man catter. It sure is. It's like the Wild West. Private number, I do not think it was her. Well, I'll tell you, we'll get into that, Mrs. Fletcher. I found something else weird. Hey, Connie. They didn't know. Oh, man. My notifications do not work. Hey, Lindsay, I appreciate you saying nice things about me in the chat earlier. I was in the bushes. I like being in the bushes there. Calls one's parents just to... I had somebody call my parents and pretend to be CPS. I kid you not. They actually Googled a local CPS agency and made a fake number and put the CPS worker's name as their name and called my parents as a CPS worker. So that was wild. We were having fun, then boom. I don't think it would take much to encourage Eileen to be the phone guy for doing the doxing, also possibly show up where she lives. Pretty royal, only bar on that road. So you're feeling how I'm feeling. All right. She could be set up. Hey, hippie. Oh, it was insane. It was wild. It was embarrassing. It was crazy. Hey, AT. Oh, the Turkey Run car show. That's exciting. Yeah, so apparently, it was so sad. Well, Kareen, that's the unfortunate part is a lot of times people will call CPS on mothers on YouTube. It's like a go-to thing. Men are always labeled pedos, and the mothers always get CPS contacted, right? There's like no, I don't. People take YouTube far too serious. Hey, SW Records. So let me play you a little bit of Emmy's stream the next day acknowledging this. And you remember, Eileen is already out here and known as like, a bit wild. Everybody knows that she goes real life. Everybody knows she'll show up at somebody's house. Everybody knows she'll dox somebody. But what it comes down to is, do we think she's doing it, or do you guys think she's doing it on behalf of Betty? Good God. What I was saying is, do you think Betty and Eileen are actually doing this? Do you think Eileen is doing it on behalf of Betty, or do you think it's not happening at all? And went, yep, you're so right, Melissa. It's just the way it goes. Hey, Clueless. Thank you so much, Jor. I think people like to relive their high school years through YouTube. I agree, Gary. Matter of fact, we have a lot to acknowledge as far as that all goes too, with elementary thinking and assholes and the whole shebang. All right. So this is the day after the call took place. Hey Tammy. And 15 months, the Wandering Sub. Thank you so much. Thank you. That is so amazing. Wow. That's so humbling when you think it. Like 15 months. What a blessing. Thank you. Okay, so she goes live. I think it may go as deep as Bash and stuff. Emmy was betrayed. So you do think Bash is involved? All right, hippie. All right. We're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. I'm wondering. Not wandering anymore. 13 months. You are a blessing as well. Yes, you are. You asshole, but you are. All right. So And you know what's crazy? When I did a stream talking about Bash, hey Bracket, when I did that stream, Emmy was defending her a lot, and I had respect for Emmy. I used to go in headlines chats when I'll never forget 15 months, Jill. Oh my goodness, get home safely. I'll never forget when I said to Emmy how Bullhorn Betty tried to privacy strike me a few times. And Emmy said, "Really? She doesn't even say my name." So at that point, Betty was not acknowledging headstones at all. And it's just crazy how far we've come. You think it's just Eileen? Bash was in Morbus stream? Really? Huh. All right, so let me play this Bash's video. Just give you guys a little idea of what went on. Let me see if I can turn it down too, because it sounded like it was really loud for me. I'm wearing headphones, maybe that's why.
Until it wasn't.
Oh, maybe I need to rewind a little bit.
Until it wasn't. Happy Thanksgiving. Until it wasn't.
Oh, it ruined for Thanksgiving. Hey, Solo.
As you're all coming in, many of you may have been with me in my earlier live where we were actually having fun playing Would You Rather and then Words on Stream. And in the middle of our second game, I got a text from my dad that said, let me read it verbatim, just so I don't miss anything. Someone just called for you.
Let's hear it.
Asked for Emmy. Either Eileen or Arlene. Was hard to hear her. She said you have her number.
All right, so that's how the father repeated it, right? Somebody called, either Eileen or Arlene. It was hard to hear her. They said you have her number. So that is the phone call. Where'd my chat go? You guys just disappeared on me here. Oh, there yous are. Is my internet being shitty again? I think so. So that is the phone call. That is the phone call that Emmy, aka Headstone's parents, allegedly, I'm not going to say allegedly, they received a phone call, right? I mean, her parents aren't just making this up. That's true, mother of two boys. So Maria the Manaya, I'm not too sure if Headstones would have a lawsuit. And you got to stick with me here. Don't get angry with me, guys. Don't get angry. But I'm not too sure she'd have a lawsuit. And I'll explain why. BHB has had a big problem because, yes, so apparently Bullhorn also thinks that Emmy Headstones is burnt toast. And as we all know, burnt toast, she gives Betty a good time, right? She keeps Betty thriving. Well, Eileen wouldn't be hard to hear, that's for sure. Yeah, that lady's crazy loud, isn't she? I remember I wanted to like call her out on a few things, and I was a little nervous. Listen, you'll learn, Marie. I have a hard time with the English language. Here comes True Texan coming in with the preaching. Preach us, True Texan. Take us to church. You folks have no clue how bad this real life can go from YouTube. I am just saying, it can tons worse than a phone call. Absolutely. But you know what? It starts somewhere, right, True Texan? And in this case, it started with a motherfucking phone call to somebody's parents on Thanksgiving. Unacceptable behavior. But then again, YouTube's like a bunch of fucking toddlers, right? We gotta, no, you don't do that. So anyway, her dad sends her this message. She's live playing a game, and she's like, you guys, I gotta go. Eileen called my father. Now with me, I don't think Eileen, I think Eileen's street smart. I think Eileen is very street smart. And I don't think she's dumb enough that she would leave her actual name. I don't think she'd leave her actual name. Put a 1 in the chat if you're with me. Put a 2 if you think Eileen would leave her name if she was the one that called. Yeah, but you know what? Emmy's saying she didn't see her there. And I don't feel like you would I feel like I don't know. I don't know if maybe they were saying that to make her paranoid. There's something bizarre, but I know it was confirmed she was in her town, right? They do need the belt, Jason. The belt and a hug. Probably not a lawsuit, but BHB is trash and is the one who doxed HAs in the first place. She has said many times, if she don't like you, she will look you up. She has. And let me tell you something I've learned, my opinion only. Uh, there are some creators who will just straight away dox you to avoid people going at them. Right? Because who wants to be doxed? Who wants to have their real life fucked with? So what they'll do is they'll dox you, they'll dox people. And then when others come along and think, oh, that'd be great content to cover this asshole and their behaviors, they'll think twice. I've experienced that. And it's fucking how people operate sometimes. I kind of sit on the fence, but I lean towards two because I think Eileen wouldn't give a fuck and will leave her name. But then, if that was the case, don't you think Eileen would be out here saying, yeah, I did it? Eileen is denying it. How about billboards with your image and info on it? How about a fake website set up to defame or slander someone? That is going on in other streets. Yeah, I definitely, yeah, I get it, True Texan. I get it. She talks more than a few, Jeep Girl. And she does. She just comes back with a different channel every now and then. And that's how she does things. That is how some people block themselves, right? You would say it's a setup. The world is going batshit crazy. I agree. And I agree. So Eileen is acknowledging. Eileen's like, look, I was in her town, but I didn't call her fucking parents. Could a commenter have seen Eileen say she's in her town? I think BHB made the call. You think so? She did call nonsense. I remember that. Could a troll have seen Eileen say, oh, I'm at the bar Emmy's at, and then turn around and they make the call and say their name is Emmy? I mean, Eileen, perhaps. I think she would claim it too. That lady doesn't really deny shit. I'm actually shocked at how honest she is about the fuckery she partakes in. She definitely doesn't keep any of it, you know. All right, so anyway, let's play a little bit more. So she gets the text from her dad.
Well, no, I don't have her number. But what I did find out is that Aileen, aka Jersey, called my fucking parents. And they have
I do,
me,
Jay. I remember that. Hey, go
but it was a
Bulldogs.
private number. And why they answered, only the universe knows. I had to end my live on Thanksgiving because this fucking psychopath is not only saying that she's in my town, but now she's calling my parents. You can come at me any way you want, but you leave my family out of it.
All right. So, and that's fair enough, right? Like, listen, we decided to be on here. Our parents didn't, right? Yeah, a private number. It goes as deep as her maybe dropping the charges on DV. Well, yeah, so she admitted it. Eileen admitted it. She was up on Laura's panel and she said, I like Betty. I like Betty and I'm dropping the charges on Dolly. I wasn't assaulted. I want nothing to do with any of this. She claims that she was used. She was used as a scapegoat. And listen, there are a few people. There are a few people that will absolutely keep an Eileen by their side to kind of put the dirty work onto, right? Look at this Aussie true crime within 9 months. We just had a baby. Whoever called our parents who were probably elderly on Thanksgiving, absolutely wrong. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Aussie. And I get it, but it can get a lot worse. Never seen Emmy, but my money says she would kick Jersey's ass if she had to. It was late at night, so it's insanity. It's like, well, leave the parents alone, right? Especially on the holiday. But is there enough proof to say that it was without a doubt Eileen? Now, again, Eileen is adamantly saying, nope, wasn't me. So this is where it gets interesting. Eileen did go to drove by Dolly's house. Eileen went to protest the protest, and Eileen does a lot of wild shit. She does a lot of wild shit. So, all right, let's carry on.
Oh, but that's not all. That's not all.
Like the mob boss having his goon break legs.
Sir, calling my parents and telling them, do not answer the phone or the door if someone comes there you don't know, call 911. And Dad, get your shotgun.
That's a little deep.
So after
That's a little deep, right? I think I get it. You want your parents to be safe, but I don't think your dad needs a shotgun for Eileen. I think they were buddies, and BHB made the phone call, and Eileen is definitely around her area. BHB is using Eileen. Well, you know what I get tired of seeing? I get tired of people claiming that Eileen is being forced to do something. You know what I mean? I get tired of the whole like, oh, Queen Bee sent Eileen there. No, Eileen's a grown ass woman who went on her own. I think she would own the call too, Tamro. Look, this is a woman who's admitted that she'll do the most shit for the least of things. You know, so what's stopping her now? Listen, yeah, I get it. All right, so you can tell Emmy's upset, right? She tells her parents don't answer the phone. Can you imagine how scared her parents must be? Imagine being the parents. Right, Jay, you're right. You're right. She loves this shit and she's a big girl. Imagine being the parents. Many of you are parents. Imagine your child called you after getting a phone call, that you get a phone call, and they say to you, don't answer the phone, don't answer the door, and get your shotgun. You'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Is the mob coming? You know what I mean? Like you got your mom peeping out the fucking blinds and shit. Like, what is going on? Is this what YouTube is anymore? This is what we get for being on YouTube? I don't know. Go Bulldog, you're right. She has to be getting money somewhere, right? Hey, Kathy, these people are all adults that make their own decisions. Yeah, I'm so sick of other people getting away with being like, well, so and so, so and so made me do it, or so and so brainwashed me, or so and so told. No, stop it. Really? What the crock? I think a lot of people on here hate Betty. And I think that's really sad. I mean, I'm talking like a strong hate. There's a strong hate for Betty. It is baffling. It is baffling. All right, so Emmy's parents are probably shitting their pants. I would be.
Sure, I talked to my parents. I called law enforcement.
That's the sound of the police. Right,
I
honey.
filed a report against Aileen.
All right.
I don't know her address. I just know she's from New Jersey.
Jersey
So now,
Eileen.
not only do I have a report on Andra, aka Bullhorn Betty, I also have a
Ooh.
police report filed for Aileen. AKA
Oh,
no place for hate.
okay. So I did see no place for hate in the chat the other day. So can you imagine, like, hey, Crystal, can you imagine how many local police stations have phone calls because of YouTube? Because there's a lot. And it's sad. Like I said, it shouldn't be this way. But it is. It is. I believe BHB is having Eileen do this because Headstone's put a cease and desist on Tuesday. Okay. Hold on, mother of two boys. Let me see how I can say this correctly. I don't want to insult anybody here. Give me a second. Let me think about that. All right. So on Tuesday, uh Headstone sent a cease and desist to Betty, right? Now let me check this. Because once you send a cease and desist, you are asking people to stop. You're basically saying, I'm warning you to stop before I go legal. Then honestly, Headstone should not have been all up in the comment section confronting Betty during Morbid stream. Because you can't have it both ways. And I'm saying this respectfully. I like Headstones. I like Emmy. But you can't have it both ways. What was the edit, Kathy? Am I missing something? You can't put in for a cease and desist, but you keep it up, right? So it goes both ways. Well, Lindsay, in my opinion, I wouldn't say all the time, but often enough. I see. It depends what perspective you look from. If Emmy didn't know to look for her, why would she know? All these things are pretty specific, and of course, because Emmy filed on her, she's going to deny it. Yeah, but you can't get arrested for a phone call. Just like she didn't get arrested for going to Dolly's, she didn't get arrested for protesting a protest. Right, Connie? You can't have it both ways, right? Hey, Colin. So you get it, my opinions only. I agree. I like Emmy too, but she was pushing it, I feel. And understandable though. Right. It's like it's really hard because you can't say, hey, stop talking about me, stop responding to me, and then continue your own correspondence of the person. Yeah. I said everybody go to timeout, right, Tamro? That's it. To the corners. We're done. Enough internet for all of you. It really is embarrassing. It really is disgusting. No, Betty's been Betty. Absolutely, you do the paper trails. It does damage right, but here's the thing, Lisa. So if and I mean this respectfully, because again, I like it. I mean, I'd ask Emmy to, if Emmy wants to come on panel, I ask her myself. But why do you get to call out Betty's behaviors and then Betty can't respond? Right? If you wanted to stop, you both have to stop. So you gotta, hey, Grazer is my spirit animal. I don't know. All right, let's continue on a little bit. Let's see. Maybe Emmy herself explains it. I don't know.
Or whatever her name is these days.
I know Sinner was pretty worked up.
So
Well, then that's proof that Betty
decide,
wants it to stop too, right?
I need to figure out what Aileen's is. So who do I call?
Here comes
Any
the
guesses?
tea. No, tell us, girl. Who'd you call? Bash.
Who
Bash the tragedy pimps.
allegedly was my friend.
They were friends. They were friends. I remember. Uh-huh.
Well,
what?
When I asked
What'd she
Bash
do? What'd she say?
Number,
uh-huh.
Because of what she did.
Yeah.
She says to me, well, it couldn't have been her. We've been on the phone for 2 hours.
Oh, so she's friends with her like that. 2 hours on the
So,
phone. Oh, all right. Hold on. I gotta pause you. Wait a minute, girl. Let me sip this tea in really quick. All right. 2 hours on the phone with Eileen. So she's like, no, couldn't it be her? Yes, BHB is a little girl in her words. She can't be mature enough to take the heat. If she is world famous, it comes with territory to be reviewed. Right. And honestly, it's not even about world famous, but if you are on YouTube as a channel, you come with the territory to be reviewed, right? We are in the public. We kind of sign ourselves up for this shit. I agree, just because you're a viewer, right, Kathy? But isn't there a fine line between reviewing somebody's behavior and just being nasty? Because the Betty coverage I've seen lately is just straight up fucking nasty. When Betty's cooking in her kitchen, she's not harming anyone. Why does everybody have to tear apart her cooking videos, right? So you get to a point where it's like, and if it was you, if it was you on the other side, Kathy, and you had all these people that did nothing but talk about you. You had all these channels that popped up that were literally built off your name, and it was constant day in and day out, and they have this anonymity. Wouldn't you feel like, well, why the fuck do you get to go at me as my person, who I am in my real life with my record, my looks, and you get to hide? So I understand why everyone doesn't just cannot leave Betty alone. She's clearly not going to stop doing things people complain about, and she wants to just be left alone. So just leave her be. Right? You're not changing her. You're not changing her. Right? Yeah. So I knew they were friends, but I didn't know they were that close. They've been friends though, and we knew that. Right? They've been friends for a long time, Kathy. You're right. Wasn't grifting off victims. I think people leave her be. Look, JR doesn't beg. JR doesn't have to beg though. Do you know how much JR makes a fucking stream? He doesn't have to beg for money. Hey, Becca. And I'll tell you what, actually, let me tell you, there's other ways of low key asking for money, like, oh, it's so hot out here. I'm so hot. Yeah. Or I've been out here for 7 hours on my feet, guys. I haven't even had time to sit down and eat. I haven't eaten anything all day. You know what I mean? Hey, Tammy Lou. So there's other ways that people ask it, and listen, they're getting their money without asking. Now, to be honest, I don't hear Betty asking for money. I don't watch Betty either. So I don't know. I don't watch her either to know she's asking for money all the time, but for a very long time, and it has surpassed going over her behaviors. She did bring it on to herself too, but why is it that Betty's under a microscope, a magnifying glass? Any one of us can be, and it's fucking hard. It is hard. I've received it on a tinier scale than Betty, and it could lead somebody to a very dark fucking place. So at what point does enough get to be enough, right? Like if the woman is fucking cooking, now some can argue she's going to harm whoever she's feeding the food to, right? Yeah, haha, got it. Betty jokes, right? But when she's cooking, she's not hurting anybody. So why are people going over and turning an hour cooking stream into a 3 hour hate bath? I don't get it. Hey, Nanya. Hey, Becca. That I don't get. At that point, you're not doing it for awareness. You're doing it because it's easy clicks and views. Hey, Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? You guys agree with me here? I don't watch it. Betty does so much nasty behind the scenes as well. Yeah, well, to be fair, Kathy, a lot of these creators do a lot of nasty behind the scenes. I think we'd all be shocked to find out just how nasty some of our favorite creators are behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Um, and I get it. You're going to do what you want to do, but then you also have to realize with that, if Betty gets enough of you going at her, well, she's going to go back at you, and you got to be prepared for that. What's called humor in 5, 6, 7, 8? Which part of it is humor? It sucks. It's a double whammy, right? Oh, Scorpio, haven't you learned by now? You guys only get the behind the scenes when somebody needs to sway your opinion on somebody else. That's the only time behind the scenes is ever brought to you guys. I like half the shit BHB does, and I like half the shit BHB does and hate the other half. I don't know. I Reinforce good behavior and call it the bad, otherwise becomes harassment. Right, and I think she's been harassed. Not by everybody who covers Betty. Not by everybody, but by some. And here's the thing with that too. For Betty, she's going to go over whoever she feels is the easiest, right? Whoever she feels. No, you don't. But here's the thing. What can you do to stop it, Jay? At that point, everybody knows that Betty, JR, that they dox people, they go real life, they'll contact your family, they'll contact your relatives. Everybody knows this of them. Everybody. So what's going to stop it? They're not going to stop. So you have to think, is it worth it? That's what it comes down to. Like I said earlier, there are creators that will straight off the bat dox you. They'll dox your relatives, your family, your friends, your subscribers, your moderators. They don't fucking care. Because once they dox you, then if Jay decides to start a channel, Jay's going to be hesitant to call out that creator, knowing that Jay's going to be doxed. Right? But when's the last time she's done that? My opinions only. When's the last time Betty was out there with the bullhorn doing that? You know what I mean? All right, so let me carry on with the video. My contacts are actually getting dry. I find it funny because she's acting like she knows how to cook. I get it. Oh, Jay, I'm just passionate. I'm not yelling at you. If I sound like I'm picking on you, I'm not. You have good comments. I agree with them. I'm just giving you my response to your comments. I don't mean to sound like I'm getting aggressive with you. I'm not. She's acting like she knows how to cook. Yeah, but it's like harmless cooking, right? She's not burning down the house. She's not texting on toast like Michelle was. You guys remember that? When Michelle was texting on the toast? Well, I don't agree with anyone doing it. Making a call to family and talking about someone's kids or parent is not illegal. That's what I'm saying. It's not illegal. She can't be arrested for it. Yeah, I'm from Philly and I talk really loud and passionately. Thank you, Gary. If you're going to dox me, you best be prepared to follow up, bring your ass on over. They never do. Hey, sweet. It's good to see you. Trespassing on sites of crime scenes, hence Murdoch trial. Well, then she would be arrested by now. Doesn't realize the like, no matter who, no exceptions. I agree, Zane. She's sitting home and people still use whatever excuse to be downright vile towards her. Right. Burnt toast. BHB told Headstone's burnt toast real name, then she will leave her alone. So Betty said to Headstones, give me burnt toast's real name and then I'll leave you alone. Yeah. Good try, Bets. Okay, good. We're just two passionate women passionately talking through a screen. Got you, girl. One day, one of these creators is going to mess with the wrong motherfucking person and be sorry for some of the stuff they put out. Amen. Absolutely agree. She trespassed. We saw live. She thinks she can do what she wants, not a true reporter. I know. I've lost some respect for some since Morba's interview. Very interesting. Oh, thank you, Melissa. I'm glad you found this too. Calls can be illegal if it's part of a harassment case. Yeah, that's true. I guess that's why you put a paper trail, right? But you also have to prove that it was her and that it was done through Betty. And that's going to be the hard part. The hard part's going to be, how do you prove that it was, without a doubt, Eileen and that Betty put her up to it? I don't know if you can prove that. She did trespass at the walls too, and she got done fired too. I know. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you that Betty has done a lot of fucked up shit. She certainly has. And she makes it easy. She makes the content easy. But, like I said, with that, you're going to get a little pushback, aren't you? Yeah, so let me go to the, hey, David. Let me go to oh, what are you making? Cooking this punch here. Okay. Let me go over to the record. So she called Bash, and Bash is like, girl, It couldn't be Eileen because I've been on the phone with her for 2 hours. Now, like said in already, we said in the comments, Headlines did know that Bash was friends with Eileen, hence why she called her for her number. Okay, so carry on. Let's play.
I tell her, you need to give me her fucking number because she just called my fucking parents. She is
That part.
fucking crazy.
That part, Deets. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because we all know, I don't know what's going on with YouTube or StreamYard, but they need to get it fixed. I could call and say I'm someone else, and there's no proof. Plus, let's be real, with the reputation she has, it's easy for people to believe. But it doesn't mean it's true. Thank you. Nunya and Deets, thank you. And I'll tell you what, and I like Sinner. Sinner knows I like Sinner. But Sinner was up there with some fucking anger. Going after Crude was shitty too. Wait, girl, we can make a list of all the shitty things Betty's done. You know? I mean, we could. But to be fair, we can also try to make a list of the good. Quite frankly, I'm sick of hearing about BHB. I thought YouTube was supposed to be entertainment. People are taking it too far. Don wasn't fired. He was only removed that day from that job site. Don was right back at work the next day. Get it right. Whoa, True Tory, calm down. Don and Candace are the ones that said they had to move because Don was fired and couldn't get hired in his town. So I'm going to go by the information of what Don and Candace themselves have put out. This all happened on Thanksgiving, Melissa. Yes. I do too, Deets. I do too. Emmy has no problems with BHB responding. BHB can review Emmy, and Emmy has invited her to come up on panel, but she won't. But then, all right, are you given like different conflicting opinions then? Because if you're sending a cease and desist, then why are you inviting a lady on panel, right? We got to pick and choose one here, Lisa. Is that what it was, Nunya? Because I never heard him like that, and he did keep interrupting, and it was a little... Okay, so I'm going to believe you, Avatar, with the green hair and pink person. I'll believe you then, okay? Not Don and Candace, not anybody but you. Thank you. Yeah, they did. They admitted they were happy they got him fired. Okay. Fucking hyenas. Hey, Zero Jules. So there was actually one part of what happened with Center that I was like, before the slander. Okay, here's Headstones. Thank you. So Betty was invited weeks ago. Is that back when she was actually in your chat? That was a long time ago. So, all right. Let's continue on. So we're here now. Oh, I didn't see anybody say you're acting. I don't think you're acting by any means. I think you sound very fucking shaken up by this. I think this is a natural response. So we left off with she calls Bash. And Bash is like, nope, I've been on the phone with her. Couldn't be her. So let's see.
Then, what does Bash say? She says, oh, let me text her really quick. You just told me you had been talking to her hours. What is
Oh,
it?
then they don't know you because this has not come for you. Nope.
Well, then she hung up on me.
Oh, she hung up on her.
So I thought about what to do. I have Aileen's number now.
Oh, you got it now. Okay. All right. Did you call her? Did you call her? Headlines? All right. You got her number now. But wait, just to make sure I got this correct. She called. So the only way you would think Emmy doesn't sound upset is if you don't know how Emmy speaks, right? Because I can hear her definitely upset here. Emmy's usually very chilled and mellowed, and yeah, she doesn't curse, right? And in this, she certainly does. But my question is, the call was private call, right? Are you Grazer? I'm not. I'm a lunatic. I am such an emotional person. All right, so we get her number down, but I don't think it matters because she called private. Private call, right? We get to that later on, I think.
So I thought about what to do,
Amen. And 567.
and I did very much consider hiding my channel again, thinking maybe the universe was telling me I should have kept it hidden the first
Mm,
time. And then,
that's what they
talking with
want.
Sinner, I realized, fuck them.
Ooh, see, she cursed.
Why is she calling my parents? What is the end game here?
What is the end game?
To stay into Bullhorn Betty's good graces?
To get you to hide your channel, to
Like,
get you to get off the
what
internet.
is the deal?
That's
And
the deal.
I really hope that, well, Bash deleted her channel and all of her social.
Oh, yeah, I was pissed. But they also called and pretended to be CPS workers. You know what I mean? So that was like double. It was fucking infuriating. It's violating. It's like some motherfucker took the time not only to look you up, but now look up your relatives. And they crossed the major line. I was furious. And I'm sure Bash was, I mean, Headlines was too. That is the point. Scare tactics, silence you, intimidation. Absolutely. All the things. That is their purpose. Now, I will say, if I can forward a little bit, Sinner seems to think there's something bigger going on here. And I wasn't quite following, and quite frankly, I disagreed. Following you, I haven't, Booberry. Hey, but I seen you, and that was pretty creepy. Oh, it is. It's fair use, absolutely. But it's also fair use for people to dox. It's also fair use for people to go real life. Because unless you have the fucking money and a local police station that gives a fuck, nobody's going to get away with it. No, Bash is not Dolly's girlfriend. Dolly's girlfriend is PJ. Bash was Bash the Tragedy Pimps. She's the one that went in person to see Betty. Betty invited all her haters to help look for a missing person, missing woman. Bash decided Bash was going to go. When Bash got there, Bash decided, oops, I agree with that. But you want to be a little careful because while that is the way it is, like, I can only speak for myself. You are responsible for what's said on your panel. Unfortunately, people are always going to tie you with Sinner. Um, and that's just it. It's just the way people are. It's fucking annoying. I even had a banner made that says, I'm not responsible for what is said. But anyway, Bash and Emmy Headstones were friends. Yeah, that was stalking. That's what I said earlier. Came full circle, right? That was stalking. Um, but they were friends. But it sounds like at this moment, Headstones found out where Bash stands, right? Bash is like, nope, wasn't Eileen. Boom, clicks, hangs up on her. Hangs up on her. Girl, I'd be hot right now. Somebody just called my folks, and you're my supposed friend. You're one person I know that is connected to two of us, and you're gonna hang up on me. But we don't know if it was Eileen yet.
Social media, it appears. That kind of tells me something. I unblocked her on purpose because she's so fucking big and bad that she
Mm.
can harass my parents who have nothing to do with this. She needs to get in this chat and be the big fucking bitch she is.
Yeah, this is angry Emmy. This is definitely anger.
Oh, but 10, or not 10, I'm sorry, generally Jenny, that may be true, but she said exactly what she was doing in Bullhorn Betty's chat. And did the mods do
Nope.
anything? Did Betty address it?
Nope.
Nope.
Arlene?
It's all still there.
Okay.
It's all still there. So just like I said yesterday, Betty is just as culpable as her mods and Aileen.
Okay, see, I disagree with you, Emmy. So generally, Jenny says Eileen goes off on her own and does this stuff. Now, you're saying, Emmy, would you like a link? I feel like I'm rude talking about you like you're right here in the chat. You know what I mean? Would you like to come up? But I disagree with you there. After me and BHB, I wouldn't surprised if she did befriend her. Right. Right. So she was bragging in the chat about things she was going to do. Hey, Boo Sheet. I remember Oni. Oh, do I ever. And then you had that Doug from Northport was beat up over YouTube shit. And then over in another sector of YouTube, okay. I just didn't want to feel like I don't mean to be rude. So I wanted to give you the offer. People in another sector of YouTube, they're like rolling up on each other and beating the shit out of each other and leaving. Yeah, it is insane. Thank you, Miss L. All right, so Eileen is a moderator for Betty.
Bash is Bash the Tragedy Pimps, who was on panel with me many times.
Yeah, I thought you guys were
Betty's
good friends.
And then Bash met Betty. And Betty was nice.
Betty was nice.
And then I strongly feel that she sold out her friend. And that confirmation came to me when I called her tonight. And I said, Bash, you need to give me Aileen's number. And she defend her that
You're
call.
the best, Gary.
I was on the phone with her. I don't fucking care. Give me her number.
I like when you curse.
If it was Aileen or not, but when she's pretending to be in my town and going to the same.
Okay. So she did just say right there, I don't know if it's Eileen or not. So you didn't know if it was Eileen. She did mention my hometown that she was. Hey, Pauls, how did she find out who you are? She has been trying to find out who Bart Toast is for a while with no success. Yeah, how did she find out who you were, Headstones? That is a good question. Hey, Sumer. It's a broke Friday for my ass. Betty gets off on this shit. BHB has a dude in Texas that gives her documents. Well, she also has a Voices. Voices sends Betty, has threatened to. I don't know if she did send Betty things. I know. I like when she's cursing because she doesn't curse at all. So you know she's just worked up about it. But right there she says, all right, I don't know if it was Eileen. So you don't really know if Eileen made the call. I wonder now. Yeah, I don't allow cursing, right, Gary? No fucking cursing on this channel. Bash was Tragedy Pimp. I actually did a video almost 2 months ago now, I guess, about when Bash met Betty and how I felt it was, stalkerish. And it was actually Headstones that was defending Bash. I didn't know Bash. I knew of Headstones. And the comments were basically saying your full name and that she's in your town. Do you believe that she knew people? Do you live in a big town? Like if somebody was like, oh, I'm going to Philly, I couldn't be like, oh, you know what I mean? Is it one of those? Safety building so people can't find out who she is. Burnt Toast is a established. Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
places that I frequent. And I'm not trying to yell at you guys. I'm very mad and frustrated and pissed off. So if I come across
Hey,
as
Batgirl, no cursing.
doing that, do not take it personally. Please.
So she's
But I'm
actually
really
naming
glad I
off.
saw your comment, Jasmina D, because this is what people
Let me
they
see. What's
want
it
the
say?
drama. They want the
Oh, yeah.
chaos. They want
Oh,
the
yeah.
back and forth.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
Are you sure it was Eileen and not someone else pretending to be her to create YouTube chaos? I love Jasmina's comments. And that's a fair point. I mean, how do you know it was really her? Now, let me ask you. Is she saying things like, oh, I'm going to go to, I don't know. Like, what can I say? Because places near me are all like places people would go. Eileen it says for me, is bat, and then it says purple poop shape crazy. Many creators know this. They do know that. They know if they tell her enough, she will do something that she shouldn't be doing. Molly, QB, and others use that to their advantage just to fit in. She does it just fit in. Yeah, she's a freaking adult, you know? A lot of people give the same excuse for voices. When you live in a U-Haul and have nothing to do, not hard to get gas money to go somewhere. Huh. Well, I think that's the only time she's really getting the attention, saying is when she's being crazy like that. Sorry. Eileen knows damn well what she's doing. I hope Karma bites the hell out of her soon. Well, she is homeless, living in a U-Haul. I don't. I think karma has gotten to her, right? I think she has reached her karma. Headstones, is it possible to redact the comments you've seen and post them for people to see? I went and watched and grabbed what I could find, but did not see any with your name. Possibly delete it. Good question, Denunya. Because maybe the mods did delete it after you saw it. The Nunya. The good Nunya. The high horse Nunya. Not the motherfucking hyena.
I want to
Yeah.
come here,
Hey, Grouchy.
make videos, go live, and I was doing a stream about would you rather with different types of.
Now I gotta pause there because the same way, and again, I like you, I like you, I like you a lot, Emmy, but don't you think, and don't get mad at me, chat. Listen, I know you fucking Betty hating hyenas. I can't stop saying it now. Want to attack me for this, but I'm gonna say it. Okay. Don't you think Betty feels the same way? Don't you think Betty just wants to come online and go live? Like, don't you know what I mean? Hey, Swindig. See, and I'm kind of where you were, Headlines, because I had a channel that I built off bringing awareness, a piece of shit. You are a bear. I'm sorry. Very uncomfortably, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry. I'll go timeout. All right. Um, and because my channel got a lot of traction and a lot of attention, I got the backlash for what every other channel was doing. So when somebody went real life on this lady, she went real life on me. When somebody did this, she did, you know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes. And it fucking sucks. I want to be a millionaire so fucking bad. But yeah, I mean, seriously, I don't know. Maybe it's the holidays, but I've
drinks.
grown soft.
We were having fun. It had nothing to. And then I get a text during our second game from my dad that this person called them.
I'll wash my ass next Thanksgiving. Be good now. Be good now. At this point, be anyone mess with it. I mean, they can use Eileen, BHB
Oh,
angle, get
Sean,
away
I
with
don't
it.
want her
I
to
agree,
contact
Zero.
me. I want her to come in this chat and be the big girl that she thinks she is.
That's not her, British.
Marcy, I did not. I did not.
Bush's move. It's not the real one, Connie.
And here's the other thing. Now
Thank fuck
that
for
I just saw
that.
your comment, FSU girl,
Everybody has first when you type.
were those texts that were leaked about Queen asking for Bash's name? Were those contrived? Were they actually real?
See, now you're going down a whole conspiracy theory, right? They were real. They were real texts. I know, shocker, right? Some of our favorites fuck up sometimes. We're all human. Need to make an announcement. On Dave's LMP? Are you kidding? Is that really her? Miss L, check her thing. Is that really you, LMP? Don't make that announcement in my chat. I don't support murderers. That cannot be her. Lord, now I got to pull out my own phone and check. They reference washing, right, Zero? I don't know if you guys saw it, but Betty, or not Betty, Voices stood up and was like, check out my hot body. And then she was like, I'll beat the tits off you, Granny. And I'm like, I don't even fucking talk about you, weirdo. She's like standing up, like, don't I look hot? No, you look like somebody's fucking uncle just got done shooting the Thanksgiving dinner. Sit down. Oh, it might be really her. Okay, well, yeah, don't put that shit in here. No. First off, don't use my chat to advertise, especially a murderer. Okay, a murderer. No, that's just nuts. You're nuts for that. You know what? No. Sorry, don't support it. I ain't great, but I have tits. Yeah, because as females, our tits just disappear one day. Betty would bring a Bash, try to get at me, in my opinion. Well, Bash turned, Kathy. She turned. She is no longer friends. She does. Now, she does have that track record, infamous truth teller. She has a track record, do exactly what she might have been doing with Headstones, but because she has that track record, anybody, thank you, Pauls, can blame her for that. Anybody at all could call and fuck with headlines now at this point and say, oh, it must have been Betty. It must have been Eileen through Betty. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's see what she says. So now she's questioning everything. Headstones is so angry and hurt. She's now questioning everything. And she wants to know, were they real? I think they were real. But let's see why she thinks that way.
I mean, Photoshop is pretty good these days. And
damn, LMP, that is so disappointing.
Sinner is waiting.
There's to be a bunch of people who prefer to live in a
but I told him I needed to do this on my own first.
Where people scream feel important.
Morgs, I don't know. I mean, it's clearly harassment or intimidation.
It could be both.
Yes, I've reviewed Betty. I've made videos about Betty. But not once did I call her family, her mom, Mama Bullhorn.
Mama Bullhorn.
Did I say, oh, I'm in Bradenton, Florida.
Oh, see, now you just put her town out too, Emmy. Right? You got angry enough that you just did the same thing to her. Betty even says Bash's name. She knew they were friends. It's a poke, in my opinion. Well, I mean, then again, you got Bash went out there. Hey, Michelle, yeah, thank you. Please hit the thumbs up. You got Bash that went out there to, in my opinion, stalk Betty in her real life. And it backfired. Luckily, she saw a different side of Betty, ended up liking her, but that could have been very wrong, and that's stalking too, right? Zero Jules. I'm telling you, but this is what happens when we get upset. Hey, Allison. I did the same thing with MGL, BHB, and Mallory. When they did that meet and greet, she stopped them all the way at the reroute at Alvord and just recently went to Virginia to go to Dolly's, and she was on the highway or freeway. She was taking pictures of the exit signs. Yeah, yep. I was on panel for all of that shit. That was a lot. She did a lot. Little off topic, I have to ask anyone here that MRB was in court this week? The class action finally came through? I doubt it. Naughty. I'll have to look, though. Very interesting. Betty puts her own shit out there. She does. Bash did talk bad about BHB. And then I think she met her and changed her mind. Hey, Air Force, you as well. Thank you. The point of me pausing there is to say we all get to a point where we've had enough. And we say things and do things we normally wouldn't, right? I know. Nobody wants to see Betty as human, but I wasn't okay with that, but BHB. Right, but if Betty decides to do that to Betty's audience, that's one thing. To take that and do it to another is another. Now, listen, I'm not trying to throw me in jail for this at all. I'm just proving a point that when somebody fucks with you enough, you get upset enough, you will sometimes say and do things you normally wouldn't. You know what I mean? Hey, Evil Queen, yeah, welcome. She did put it out on Morbits. Yes, she did. I still think it's different. Like, if I want to say what town I live in, I think it's different than somebody else saying it. That's all. That's all.
And then to hear that Aileen told people it was just a joke, this isn't a fucking joke.
It is not a
joke. When you call my parents, that's not a joke. When you actually talk to them on the phone,
fucking internet. Sorry, guys.
That is not a joke.
That means a lot, Naughty Audie. Coming from you, that honestly means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Sinner. I appreciate it.
But Betty is world famous. Shut up. Shut up, my opinions. Shut up. You guys hate this woman.
Honestly, in my opinion, the reason they're doing this is because they think I'm burnt toast or I'm related to her.
They do think
I am not
that, don't
related
they?
to her. I don't know who she is. I don't even know what state she lives in.
All right. So I'm going to forward from there, right? So, wait, I think Headlines goes on to say, hey, Julie. Hey, Sean. I think she goes on to say, did I say she did the same as Emmy? I think I know who you are, too, just by how you type. And I've never seen your name before. But that's okay. You can go on under your alt and talk all the shit. I don't care. Hey, Blissful. I didn't say it's the same. I said it is a point that when you get upset, you do something you normally wouldn't do. All right? That's all. And I think that's something that she normally wouldn't do. I don't think Emmy would normally name out somebody's city. I think she was upset, and I think she had a right to be upset. You as well, Deets. Why do they think Emmy is burnt toast? I don't know. And then she goes on to say something about they played videos of around, I don't know. But the point is, here Emmy says, I think they did it because they think I'm burnt toast. A little bit later, Sinner comes on and he thinks it's all being done for a different reason. He thinks it's all being done because of him. I'll finish what she says here because she says they did something to make her think that.
So if you're thinking that you're going to get to burnt toast through me or my parents, you're fucking wrong.
I mean, fucking leave parents alone.
Your dad could probably identify the voice, especially when he said about hearing her, because she talks in a way that is hard to understand.
That is true. Did you do that yet, Emmy?
Sinner, I don't think you're wrong.
So Sinner says,
because
I think
I was there when we
Bash doxed me as well.
Introduced ourselves. And I know Bash's name. I know her real name, but I'm not an asshole. I'm not a bitch. I'm not going to say what her name is.
I think Betty did.
When she wouldn't give me Aileen's number tonight, I knew what side she was on and what she was probably on this whole fucking time. Not once, with everything that was going on, with all the doxing going on, did Bash say that is wrong. Never
I'd be
did
furious,
she use
Michelle.
her platform to say what they're doing is wrong.
Nope,
I don't care who you are. It is wrong.
Absolutely.
And I agree, Road Rash. You don't mess with people's fucking families.
Hey, Copa.
Oh, I have Jersey's number now, Chronicles of the Shady. But I'm not calling her.
She hung up. Fuck her. Sorry, Bash. I mean...
So for those of you just coming in...
From Emmy's perspective, fuck
thank
you.
Thank you, Phoenix, so much for being a member for a month. I very...
All right. So Bash is good friends with yeah. Bash is now good friends with Eileen, and she hung up. She hung up. Yes, British, it is that Eileen. It is that Eileen. It is the real life going Eileen. Eileen had bragged about things she's done. Eileen is now saying, no, I was in her town, yes, but I did not call anybody. There is no real proof that it was Eileen. Except for they allegedly told her father that it was Eileen. I'm so rude chewing in your ear. I'm sorry. I forgot I had headphones on. Would Eileen do that? Would Eileen be like, hey, Mr. Headlines, my name's Eileen and I'm calling for your daughter? Now, here's a good one. Good job, Infinite Truth Teller. Very smart of you. It's weird Gina claims to have spent all day long looking for Eileen's number, but the call didn't happen till the afternoon. One of those is wrong. I don't know. Just another missing person. You saw that too. Good on you. You saw that too. Well, we all know, with utmost respect, that Gina loves the chaos as well. So while Sinner and Emmy are looking around thinking that it's Eileen and Betty and all this upsetment, could it be a closer source? Could it be somebody who's intentionally lighting fires out here? I don't know. I'm going to forward a little bit. Your one friend that was up here seems really sweet. I would, you know, I get how upset people get on here. So I'm not going to, oh wait, all right. I really liked your, I think it was A or something. They were really sweet. They're a good friend. I like them. They seem like a really good friend to you. BHB has tendency to try to tie everybody together in one bow, and BHB is the one that, yeah, a lot of times our paranoia does that to us, where we tie everybody together, right? BHB is the one that put the information, threatened to call the school board, the school district, and all that stuff on Headstone. She did. She certainly did. But we also know that Betty and JR and Eileen and these people go real life. I don't trust Genia. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Okay. So Sinner is very upset. Sinner is good friends with Headstones, with Emmy, and Sinner is very upset on behalf. Did she do it? Dun, dun, dun. I wish I had some cool, like, play music, like a soundboard, but I don't. When you see everyone everywhere, how can you not group together? Right. Like, you got the Hive. People call Queen Bee's group the Hive. My crew is usually called pieces of shit. We are not. There's like, there's gangs, there's groups out here. Everybody gets grouped together. The same way, respectfully, that Emmy put together Eileen and Betty and Betty's mods. They all get pushed together. And that's just the way it works out here. Which is why you want to be careful who you associate with, right? Right.
Is that they are now.
La, 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 la.
Oh, wait. This was so funny. This gave me a good laugh because Sinner comes up all silly. Da, 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 da. And then he has the echo going on. So he doesn't realize for quite a bit that he is echoing. So he's not following. So I'm going to forward it. But that was funny.
Panel, so you have to mute.
Then you hear it again. Look.
La, 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 la,
70.
la, la, la.
He came back.
Right.
Now Emmy's like, all right. Like, she's like done at this point. That was hysterical, though. All right. So we got a little bit of an echo.
It's literally in my mouth. The phone is literally in my mouth. I'm
Okay.
The internet. I'm sorry.
so
I'm
mad.
so sorry.
There you go.
I'm so mad. Gina, it's good to see you. Kelsey.
My chat
don't know who
disappeared
Lulu
again.
is, but perplexed. What up? Oh, not allowed to say hello to you. I think we're all in trouble. In any case, we can all agree on that. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes,
Because it
we
was a
can,
really good
Sinner. We
Thanksgiving.
sure can. Don't come cursing me out.
Like a
Yeah.
really good Thanksgiving.
I had a good one too. I'm here in Sacramento with friends and family. I had dinner with like two of my friends. They're a couple and they've got two awesome kids, and then they invited the babysitter and the babysitter's boyfriend. It was fucking great. Great mashed potatoes, great pies. Everything was so good. And then
The
this.
stoners, I
And
like
then
it.
Aileen calling Emmy's parents. What are we gonna do about this? I mean, what can we do collectively? What up, AMAC?
Unfortunately,
Hey,
nothing.
Mac.
There must be something we could do.
There.
I mean, do we have to start a hashtag to make people stop doing this, or what? I mean,
Yes. You know what, Sinner? Bless your heart. If you can start a hashtag that is going to make people stop going real life, I'll hashtag that shit all day. Give us a hashtag and I will hashtag it all day. You want to go to the zoo with me? Scorpio, you're stuck with us. If Bets didn't lie so much, nobody would care what she does. Grifts and lies, she is put under microscope. Lord, say no. Is that the tag? All right, guys, hashtag it. Say no. We're starting a movement. No more say yo or no. Hold on, I'm confused. Say yo. Say no, you meant, right? Say no to Doxing. I think the zoo does really beautiful Christmas lights, so I think we'll do it. All right, let's proceed. I don't know, like
honestly, this happened to me in
Not
probably middle
yo.
school.
Say go.
This has never happened to me.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know if I've ever had this happen to me either. And for
For
what?
Flex,
not me,
for Flex, I
Sinner.
was just kidding. I was just kidding. Yeah, this has never happened to me. Nobody's ever. I mean, mainly because like where I'm from, and I think it's pretty close to like where a lot of people are from. Like you know everybody, all your high school buddies, you know your neighbors and stuff like that. People don't just creep around you. If they
All
did,
right.
everyone just like there's a whistle where I'm from. When you hear a whistle, it could be one.
All right. I don't even feel like playing it all. So basically, we're not saying yo. Oh, he is saying yo. Okay, say yo. Zoos and museums. I took us all to the state penitentiary. That was fun. I don't drink. Voices is a mod for heels. That's embarrassing. There's always somebody though that will take a voices, will take an Eileen. You know, take Candy Kitten. So I just want to point out that Sinner, you seem to think that a lot of this is being done to Emmy because of you, right? Aileen. Aileen. She's kind of cray calculated. That is true, infamous truth teller. When I was on panel with her, I was like, I don't want no shit with you. You crazy lady. But Sinner seemed to think a lot of this was happening more so because of Headlines association with Sinner. At least that's how Sinner came across during this stream. That I disagreed with. But I do want to ask you, Sinner, because while you were on this panel, you claimed to have gotten a phone call from Eileen. Did that happen? A-Lee, B-Lee, who cares which way she leans? Just lean way over there. We are fighters. Definitely backing Sinner up on this. Hey, I'm from Philly, but I ain't trying to fight. Pittsburgh in the house. So, did you get a call? Or did you not get a call? Dun, 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 dun. Aileen sticks up for whoever she likes at that particular moment. Yeah, she's crazy. She's absolutely crazy. It's like she feels like she has to act out to get attention, right? Like she has to do wild things. But again, there did you ever ask your dad, Headstones, if the voice sounded like that lady? Sinner was all worked up on this panel because he kept over talking you and he wanted to fight the whole chat at that point. Eileen is homeless and will do anything for $1. Anybody taking advantage of that is trash. That is true, mother of two boys. I remember when she went from Molly to QB. Eileen was with Molly first. Really? How are you guys doing that though? Let me see. If I could tell you why this was happening. Like, why would you even think to do that though? Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, quite a few of them pop up boost sheets. So to be fair, you need a little more deets than that. If I could tell you why this was happening, I would go live myself. Yes, I received a call during a live. They screamed the N-word and clicked. Wow. Private number. You were there with her crazy zero? She lives in a U-Haul truck. She lives in a U-Haul truck. Just driving around town, going real life on everybody. And just know that most of the spew out of her mouth are lies. Yep. Eileen was one of Molly's biggest supporters for a long time. How come most of the ones that originate from Molly end up being a little woo-hoo? I'm sorry it was done too. I know from experience how it feels. It's very, very violating. It does not feel good. Said that his Chrome is making audio sound weird. Oh, thank you so much. It's driving me crazy. Every time I go to play the YouTube aspect, this happens. So thank you for telling me that. Right, Zero Jules? I think why BH Beach, I keep saying beach. That can't be legal live in a U-Haul. I don't think so. And 5678. I think why Betty hates H&H is when she had Layla's father on her channel. I think that is where it started. BHB has hated burnt toast for a year or more that I know of. Do you remember headlines when I was in your chat and I said how Betty tried striking me a few times? And you had said at that point that she doesn't even say your name, like she doesn't acknowledge you. Man, look how much we have, you know, gone since then. It's pretty wild. So, hey, Buttercup. I don't know. I was basically I wanted to know or see if there's any further confirmation that was Eileen, because my understanding is she called somebody that you were friends with and adamantly said it's not them, right? You think she ran with the U-Haul, Suzanne? Lord, could you imagine Eileen out here riding in a stolen U-Haul, living in it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How do you have time for you to fuckery at that point? You know what I mean? Well, that was my other thing, Bushi. So look, you can call privately, but you can also contact your phone company and they can tell you where that private call originated from. So, what is that other number you do too? If they call private, like *67, you star something else to get the number unprivate and tells you? Oh. Time is all she has. Time in the hall. There's a reason Eileen went to Georgia when Molly went for quitting. She wanted to call out Molly on a lie for everything Molly did to her. Imagine seeing Eileen in a police chase you all speeding down the freeway. I can see it. Man, when she was on a live that one day, her friend was looking for the fucking Kmart for hours. Eileen's a trip. A lunatic trip. But I think Eileen is crazy, but I think she admits it. And I don't know. I don't know if I need a little more before we, tie her up. I need to know more. Eileen on cops. She'd be like, fuck you, Molly, go lightly. It is so accomplished and Betty just can't stand it. She's so jealous of her and her channel is awesome and growing and Betty's jealous. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know if I think Betty had anything to do with it. Igmel would be following it up. Oh, Gary, you're just the best moderator ever. Can you imagine that? She's like skirting all over the highway. Well, Bushi, first, the Hive will tell you that she was not sent by QB. That she was not sent by QB. QB apparently didn't even know who Eileen was when Eileen went to Georgia. Thank you. Good vibes, Eileen. I'm not, she would probably live stream it too. They surrendered. They got arrested, Copa. They had no choice. Dolly went to jail. Then they had to go protest outside the jail. All right, let me get a little serious now because I'm going to get ready to go watch this movie. But yes, they are, Marie. Yes, they are. Jokes aside, nobody should be rather it was Eileen, it was Betty herself, rather it was somebody posing as Betty. and Eileen to get you worked up. It shouldn't be happening. I do. Remember that? Sarah claimed she was being held hostage. Wait, I thought I thought last night, Sinner, you came to a moment of clarity where you thought maybe they weren't so bad. What is happening? Were you drinking for the holiday? Maybe that's what it was. Are you pulling a glare? You're going to offer 24 hours of peace? I'll be honest, I don't think it was Betty and I don't think it was Eileen. It's time for a poll. Hold on, let me make a poll. I want to see who thinks what here. I just don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough proof to say it was Eileen. And I also think Eileen would say if it was Eileen. What I do think is this is why we got to be careful out here because people fucking suck. And as Bushi made sure to tell us, you can Google and find people's names. Now, this I will say, I don't know about any of you, but I cannot fucking stand. I cannot stand when I see somebody in a chat acting like they're against going real life and they're against doxing and then they go into another chat where they literally cheer on going real life and doxing. I am so sick of you fraudulent bitches out here acting like you stand against something that you do not. Because you do the opposite. You actually support it. Because if you were in a chat room where somebody is being doxed, whether you like them or not, and you are actively participating, then you are supporting doxing. Because guess what? If people didn't support it, people didn't comment while it was happening, the creator wouldn't be doing it. So stop with the fake bullshit like, oh my God, nobody should be doxing. Well, you support a doxer. Paid Eileen to stand in the front yard at Quentin Simon's house. I watched that stream. Voices can't afford to spell out the word pay, but she probably did. As long as you don't try to fight me, Sinner. All right. All right. Chippy beats him is a know-it-all. I can't with him. I don't, he doesn't really bother me too much. Who would go through all the trouble to call her parents? That's a lot of effort unless you have the person's personal info. Well, they did it to me. They posed themselves as a local CPS worker. And I was not saying it, please don't take it wrong, but I think that Eileen's crazy enough to say, yup, I did it. And what? Yes, me too. That is where I'm at. Oh, that's right. I was making a poll. All right, hold on. Let me make a poll. In my opinion, she would be proud of what she did. I think so too. Man, YouTube is really funky right now, isn't it? All right. What is start a question and answer? Do you think it was Aileen? Yes. No. All right. Let's see what you all think in the audience. What do you all think? You're confused as fuck. I'm not. I just don't think it was Eileen. I don't think there's enough. I'd be curious to see if you. So let me tell you guys. You want to know how we figured out who it was? Because they have a very distinguished voice. The broken has so many mic dropping. Oh, thank you, Gary. That was a good one, Gary. Your dad jokes keep me alive, I'll tell you. So the person that did it to me, they have a very distinct voice. And I was able to record the phone call. They used an actual name of a CPS worker, which is also the name of a famous. Oh, so the poll says, do you think it was Eileen? The first button is yes, the second is no, and the third is don't beat me up, sinner. Um, they used the name of a famous actress, and they also used the name of a local CPS worker. And they were trying to pose as a CPS worker. Now they have they have an accent, and it was easy to figure out who it was because they were on panels before, but also the time it happened, they literally said that they would do anything if somebody fucked with somebody they like, right? I went crazy. They went crazy saying it wasn't them. People were mad at me. How dare you say it was them? A lot of people knew it was them. But very recently, they actually they low-key admitted it because they said the only thing people have on me is the fake CPS call. Do you think that's an admittance? I took that as they were admitting to it. Well, thank you so much. Good vibes. Hey, thank you so much. What do you guys, because they Googled it, Miss Connie. I think that's them admitting it. I think them saying the only thing they have on me is the CPS call sounds like they're admitting it. Finally, an apology would be nice, but whatever. So I think, Emmy, if you were to play Eileen's voice for your father, that's where I'm at, Amber. They knew that Eileen, listen, the person said, yeah, I like when you curse. The person did say their name was Eileen. What are the odds of that? About it being Eileen, she owns her ship proudly. Right. And why would she say, hello, Mr. Headstones? Hey, Roses. Hello. My name's Eileen, and I'm looking for your daughter, Emmy. It's too obvious. Now, listen, I'm not trying to get this person on my bad side. And I should have put it in a poll. But what if it was Gina? Psst, you hear me, Emmy? Emmy, what if it was Gina? So, like, I don't know, you know? I just know you can't always trust people around you, and some of them love chaos, and some of them love shit stirring, and some of them had a lot of heat on themselves that it very well could have been. What are you talking about, British? Who said anything about that? Because I'll tell you what, Nanya saw what I saw, and I found it to be very suspicious. And I like you. I like you, Nanya. I don't care how high up your horse is. All right, I'll throw you a saddle. I like you. And I thought it was weird. Paul be like, I don't effing know. Puke be that one. Puke be that one. That would be a huge betrayal, but it wouldn't be their first huge betrayal. Okay. Copa answered, I'm not, because listen, I don't want her fucking with me. Thank you so much, Pauls. I appreciate you. Thank you. Nina, Nanya got a tall ass horse. Well, you know, we all can't be perfect as Nanya. Oh, they kicked you right off that horse, didn't they? So for someone to call her parents creepy enough, it is creepy. I'm telling you. You guys want to hear a little bit of the call my father got? It was creepy as shit. I'm scared already, Zero Jules. It wasn't me. It was actually my alter ego. But seriously, the phone call, it's violating. It's like, ooh, they found my family. You know what I mean? All right. All right. Let me get it for you. Man, I was so pissed. And then like I said, this person just recently, I consider it an admittance by saying all they have on me is the CPS call. Which, all right, whatever. Do 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 do. I gotta get it. Sorry. Sometimes we gotta play a game with Clue. You guys ever go through your old shit and you're like, why do I have... Look, I still have this Molly First Princess video. Lord. We got some stuffs in here. I should put some of these videos up. Again. Oh, look at all these lovely... Alright. Sorry. Bastard. Is it this? Give me 1 second, make sure it's... Oh, look what I just found. Some fucking gold. Okay? My OGs, look what I just found.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that somebody sent it to you that you know of. So, I mean, like, who, so did,
This is about the Docks of Glen. Okay?
who did that? Like, I don't like it because who did that? I know who I got it from. Who did it? It doesn't say. It doesn't say who filed these complaints on it. Well, somebody's saying somebody's wait. We talked about. I have a feeling it's when he talked about voting branch because this person is over in Brandy's camp. No, this seems like some
see that?
setup, and I don't know who the fuck sent you that shit. But to go real life on him, let me finish.
Oh, that's 4 minutes long, and I will upload that later. Oh, that's a beautiful find, especially with the current finger pointing going on. That's as loud as I could get it. I'm gonna upload it because there's some good shit in that. Because right away she tries to put it onto my side, and while recent proof just showed it wasn't me. Hey, Polish. That's a voice none of us can forget, right? Am I right? I'm right. All right, hold on. Wow, that's shocking that that's in there, to be honest. All right. Library videos. Anyway, the call was gross. All right, hold on. I think I got it right here. It was very, very... So I know how Headstone's feeling, and I know how your parents are likely feeling. And do you imagine, like I said, how scared your parents have to be to get a phone call from you that says, don't answer the door, don't answer the phone, and get your shotgun? That's terrifying. I don't care who you are. That is terrifying. And they're not even familiar with this YouTube shit. Now, I know this is in here because I just went through it. I just came across it the other day. And I thought, wow. And then it came up that she's low-key admitting it. Does anybody print out their photos anymore? I just printed out photos from CVS. And the guy told me that photo printing and their pharmacy are the only things that keep them in business. And I thought that was pretty crazy because I didn't think people printed out photos anymore. But I guess they do. Oh, come on. Oh, the things you will find. Am I right? No way, Gene. Attention seeking in chat, making it about her. No way. Ha 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 ha. You have to. You have to protect your family. I know. But a lot of them know voices. Oh, you guys don't know the story. Okay. I see what you're saying. Right. So your opinion is coming from a place of I don't know that coon. This is annoying. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking, digging. It happened. It was gross. I didn't like it. Oh well, I can't find it right now. But yeah, the point is I get it. It's very, very uh invasive. It's scary, it's gross. It means a lot more than just like, oh, people are thinking like, oh, it's just a phone call. No, it means a lot more. It means I know you, I know your family, and I found a way to reach all of you. That's what it means. And it's just a scary thing for everybody involved in it. Oh, here's parts of it. All right.
Okay, and what does that have to
Oh, wait. Let's start from the beginning.
make up a program on your own?
Oh, wait. Let's go here.
Okay, and what does that have to do with family services?
Remember, they're CPS.
Well, where'd you gather information from?
Three complainants going through the YouTube services is what this person claims. Luckily, my father's not an idiot. Now, this is a CPS worker. If there's any charges that need to be filed, they can go directly to her. Because what they're trying to do is figure out if I have custody of my own kids. That's what they're trying to do. But they live in California. I live in Pennsylvania. They didn't realize there's a time difference. CPS is not open at 7 o'clock at night.
Make up a program on your own? There's no such thing as a family services program that isn't involved with by the government. What? Why is that your problem? Why is that your problem?
Because at that point, I mean, it was beyond obvious this was like a fucking troll thing. But when they couldn't fool my father, then they try switching it to like, oh, well, they're doing illegal things. And he's, typical dad responses, well, why is that your problem? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gross. It feels gross. Headstones, I have faith that you'll get to the bottom of it. Oh, you couldn't hear her talking, Amber? I'm not a granny swindig. No. I'm sorry you couldn't hear the lady talking. I'm glad that she eventually admitted it was her. But Headstones, I think you'll figure this out. I think people are trying to scare you and cause problems for you. I don't want to make you paranoid of people around you, but I would just keep your eyes open and just remember, as scary as it gets, there's very little they can do to you, right? You've already notified your police, you notified your work, your parents are aware. Don't let them intimidate you off. But I also want to be so quick to blame Eileen. I don't think this one was Eileen. What's everybody's big plans for tonight? Ooh, Zoomer mom, they got me with the shorts. That was ridiculous. Fucking assholes. I hate people. I looked good. Haters. I was trying to figure out why one lady keeps calling me hunchback, right? And here I realized the way the photo's taken that they're like passing around of me, I'm holding my phone. Like I've been holding my phone for like 4 hours at that point. So the way it's my shoulder blades because I work out. It's not a hunchback. Fucking assholes. But they still won't take my offer. Let's all cam up. Voices did. You guys ever see the video of Voices? Holy shit, that bitch. She stood up in all her glory and was like, I still look like, for some reason, competing with me. I don't even fucking talk about you. Anyway, she took the challenge, but nobody else. But I'm willing. I'm willing to take the challenge. Anybody wants to take the challenge? We can have a stand-up standoff. Yeah. When I walk in the club. Something like that. I was like 11, damn near 12-hour video. But yeah, that was funny. That was so weird. So bizarre. I'll have to show you guys that video one day. She's like, I don't look half bad. Plus, I still have my tits. And then she's like, I'll knock the tits off you. And I'm like, when I'm like laughing at this video, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this woman's nuts. And then I realized it was said towards me. And I'm like, me? I don't even talk to you. Well, Swindig, it works that way, doesn't it? Because everybody comes snooping about, like, what's this old ass lady got to say about all this drama? Me too, Amber. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, she said, I have a great smile. Exactly. Roses are red. Exactly. Exactly. The tucked in t-shirt remember that too? Good Lord. Oh, thank you, Gary. It almost drove them crazy. Because they wanted me to be a catfish. Yeah. Like, what's this old lady, what's this grandmom have to do in the drama community? What is she doing? Well, she's gonna knock mine off, Blueberry. Crazy people. All right, I'm gonna go watch this new horror movie called Thanksgiving. Yeah, there was like an hour discussion about my thumb. Lord have mercy. What you got, Slim D? What you got? She's a catfish. I'm like cute and young, not an old granny, suckers. Do you know for my first like 6 months on here, they did call me a catfish, Swing Dig? They were like pulling up all these random people, and they were like, this is the real granny. She's a teacher from New Jersey with 3 kids. That's not granny, that's her sister's photo. It was hysterical. Grannies are always watching. And Amber, how would you behave if your granny was watching? Uh-huh. Oh, the thumb grazer. My thumb got drugged for like an hour. And my jeans. And then my teeth. And then your nose and your ears. And you can't win because people fucking suck. But yeah. I think Morbid's going live, so the granny mask. I think that one of the videos Angela got taken down Angela got taken, she had privacy struck the first time I ever camed up, British Chippy. And the evil fucking bitch. All because a year, 2.5 years later, no longer liked me. She went and privacy struck and lied to YouTube that it wasn't her on the panel and took that very big part of my channel, a memory, away. I'll always fucking hate her for that, honestly. Because she's a fucking liar, Copa. That's how. Fucking liar. That's one thing that still just makes me so fucking mad. Asshole. Like, why would you lie to YouTube? Like, that's not me. They're impersonating me. Privacy strike at YouTube. Have it removed. Anyway, I should download it and re-upload it. That was good memories. It's good times. It's a big part of this channel. I remember getting screenshots of the moment some people, while live, saw that I was actually me. And their faces were priceless. But anyway, those people suck. We don't. I'm mad now. Put it back up, covering her and crappy. Well, once it's removed, you have to, like, you can't. Once it's removed, you can't. They like block it from being made public ever again. So I'd have to download it and do it that way, but I will because I can. And Angela sucks. Plus, she was probably mad it had like 10K views on it, and she was up there publicly sucking my ass, to be honest. That's probably what it came down to. Ugh. All right. Anyway, I appreciate all of you being here. Again, Emmy, I'm sorry it happened. I personally don't think it was Eileen. I'm curious to see what all comes of this. I hope you stay safe. Stay safe, sinner. Stop trying to fight me. What did my poll end at? Let's see. And then we will say goodnight. The poll is at 43%. Wow, 36% say yes. 43 say no. 21% says don't beat me up, sinner. That is actually great. You guys are great. That's fun. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And 5678, it was good seeing you. Absolutely want to crock. Thank you. Oh, absolutely, Batgirl. And also she posted Tiffany's RP. Remember the RP that she cried and it's abusive and how could he post that? She posted that. That's horrible. Hey, Peachy, there you are, girl. Coming out of the shadows to say goodbye. All right. I like it. Good night, Buttercup, everybody. Happy Friday. This has been a really long week. I didn't even know what day it was for a second. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Be safe. Don't be a piece of shit. And stop doxing. Have a great night. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. Bye-bye. Bye, Grazer.